this. Yep. This was a TikTok I made, actually. And it's really cool, I think. But I want to make something even cooler. And I want to make a sign here for my podcast. My podcast name is Let's Just Enjoy This. And I think it'd be really cool to put that here. Okay, a pallet wall, right? And then put the words on top. Let's just enjoy this. And behind the words, I'm going to have them floating a little bit. Behind the words, I'm going to put lights. And so it's going to light up. And it's going to be great, I think. I think this is going to be great. So I'm going to take you guys with me. Let's go. I love you guys. Alright guys, right after my celebratory dance, I realized that this pallet breaker downer thingy doesn't work with these kinds of pallets, so I had to pull out the saw. Okay, after I did a couple manually, here we go. This works much better. I'm trying to be a professional here and cut down these edges because these are pallet wood, so it's not going to be completely straight, but I want them to get as straight as possible so that I can glue them together, and then I'm going to use these to cut out the letters later on. Right here I'm just lining up the boards to see which ones connect the best so that I can use those to glue together. I'm marking where I'm going to put the pocket holes. I will eventually have to remove some of the screws because I don't want to cut into them when I'm sawing the letters out. That moment you realize you put the jig backwards. Nobody? Line it up, glue it up, screw it up. Am I right? I ended up making 2 of these, but I ended up only needing to use 1. It's time to head into the office, get online, find us a font, print it out, and get rolling. I went to dafont.com. I got this website from a YouTube video. I'll go ahead and link that in the description so you guys can check that one out. This looks good. letters are just a little bit too thin for the jigsaw, so I'm just gonna like make them bubble letters, you know? Okay. Have y'all noticed I'm using double-sided tape? It's all I could find. I was impatient. You guys, do I know what I'm doing? Nope. Am I gonna keep going? Yup. Whoops. Cut part of that T off. That's alright. That's what glue's for. You can see this board is cracking. This. Get it? This. Okay. It's cracking right there on the H, so I'm trying my best not to break it off while I like go in here and saw the rest of this stuff off. I had to glue this one back together a little bit. I feel like I need to. You know, this is it's much harder than I thought it was going to be. This is why people just buy this stuff and they don't make it, but I like a challenge, so we're going to keep her moving. Oh my God. Part of the enjoy. Yeah, let's keep it going. I just took a small drill bit and I'm just drilling into these holes because I'm not really sure the best way to go about this, but figure this will work pretty well for what I'm trying to get it to do. There's certain spots where I started to pre-drill a small hole and then I would stick the jig inside, and that seemed to work really well. Now that the letters are done and they're drying from the glue that I had to put on the parts that were broken, that's alright, it happens, you know. We got glue, we're good. But now I'm working on the back of the sign. So I'm putting the boards where they need to go, which ones fit the best, and then I'm cutting the ends so it's down to size. I know. Got a little hairy there. I'm being careful, I swear. Doesn't that just look so beautiful? I know, guys. I did that. Okay. Now I am doing the outline of the board. So I'm doing it in permanent marker, which I will just sand over when I'm done. And then I'll cut it out with the jigsaw. I'm looking for scrap wood that I can glue this board together so that each piece can kind of align with one another, because I'm not going to do any pocket holes or anything on this. Okay, all right, admire it. Yes, dance a little, dance a little. Okay, I'm cutting tiny little pieces of this pallet wood so that I can use this to elevate the letters off of the backboard. I think I need a bigger vacuum. You gotta be honest, it was messy. And don't you just find this a little satisfying watching this? Now, if you're wondering if I did this to every letter, I did. Every single letter. Alright guys, I don't know if this is the way that I want the background to look. I went with black and then I decided to smudge it, and now I'm putting polyurethane on it. I don't know. I'm just going to roll with it. It's what I had in the shop. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. My office is a sage and gray, and my podcast is a green and black. Alright guys, finally time for lights. We gotta test the lights to make sure they work. Success. Do the happy dance. There's a gap in the wood right here, so instead of drilling, I just actually stuck the lights through this little gap, and it worked out great. I know this video is kind of long, but I wanted to get into the details of how this process worked, because it was actually a lot harder to do than I thought. But it did turn out, in my opinion, really well. It was totally worth it. I started with the small drill bit. No bueno, had to move up to the big guy. You're kind of getting the flow, right? You find where you can put a hole in it, you put the hole in there, and then you bring the line through it. You just got to make sure that the line's facing the right direction when you get there. It's, it's fun. It's exciting. As I'm moving on to the next letters, I'm realizing that the first ones are starting to move around, so I'm going to nail them down. I know it's hard to tell in the pics, but I'm actually nailing it where I previously had put those little tiny pieces of wood so that I don't hit any lights. I didn't have as much light left for the back of the board as I wanted, but I just used whatever I had to fill in as much as I could back here. All right, y'all, the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Let's light her up. Light her up. Should I cue some better music for this? Okay, hold on. I think it's time to put this in the office. Let's go put this in the office. How does it look? I hope you guys like it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching, for paying attention, for just being here. Have a great day.